Time in YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Deck Profiles. Today we are going to be looking over... That's right, it's time for Noivern! Noivern GX is the 200 HP Dragon-type Pokemon, Stage 1, coming from my baby, the little itty-bitty Noibat. Now, it's taken me a while to get this kind of deck going, because I don't play these decks very well. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, Disruption really is not my best thing. I pulled it off with Cillian once, but I'm not actually the best at Disruption. But we're gonna try it out anyway. So going over Noivern here, has 3 attacks. First one being Distort for 1 dark, 1 colorless. We're gonna do 50 damage. Your opponents can't play item cards from their hand during their next turn. So turn 1, if we get to go first, drop an energy. Turn 2, evolve, drop that dark energy. And hopefully we'll be able to go for some no-item games. The next one up is Sonic Volume. 1 Psychic, 1 Dark, 1 Colorless, 120 damage. Your opponent can't play special energies from their hand during their next turn, which is great. This means if they're only playing special energies, which I've seen plenty of decks do, Noivern will be able to stop them in their tracks. It also has Boomburst GX. Now, I kind of wish Boomburst GX was the regular attack and Distort or Sonic Volume was the GX, because honestly, Boomburst just seems so much more relevant to Noivern versus the other two. And Boomburst, 1 Psychic, 1 Dark, 1 Colorless, same as Sonic Volume. This attack will do 50 damage to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Bam! Hit them all! Now, in personal opinion, I kind of like Necrozma's a little better, because Necrozma does 100 damage to the big attackers. 50 damage is great to the small guys when they're setting up. Not a setup energy cost. So they will already be like an EX-GX format by the time I can set up a Boomburst. So I've already had to stall them out a little bit in other regards. So Boomburst is good, but not the best. Anyway, we are going to be using a specific Noibat here. This is the Mysterious Beam one, because if we can land heads on this particular attack, we can remove an energy from our opponent's active Pokemon, making it a little bit more stally, which is absolutely wonderful. I love my Noibat. I love my Noivern. I think they're doing great. We are going to be running it with Garbodor. We are running it with the Garbotoxin versions. This way we can lock opponents' abilities in place, which is absolutely wonderful. As you can see, Noivern does not have an ability. Now, Tapu Lele does. But, of course, we're going to be using Tapu Lele early game to try and get ourselves into a very good position early on, and hopefully making a little bit of progress there. We don't need the the Wonder Tag, though. It's just amazing to have. And of course, for a secondary attacker to deal with those Luminous Barrier Ninetales, we do have the Garbodor. Trashalanche is still strong. It's not as relevant as it was, because obviously Via Seeker is gone, and a lot of things that made items over the top are gone. That doesn't mean that Trashalanche isn't going to hit for a high damage count. It's just your opponent can learn to play against it a little. Now, of course, one of the biggest things for Noivern is that big old fairy weakness. Gardevoir is the #1 deck in format right now, so I'm running 1 weakness policy. Now, hear me out. This thing is an amazing card. It probably should not be played, but I'm running 1 weakness policy to counter Gardevoir. I don't think it'll be the biggest thing in the deck, but if we manage to run into a Gardevoir deck and we need to pull it out, you can get a lucky hit. We are running Field Blowers. Choose 2 in any combination of 2 cards in stadiums. You can remove them. Beautiful stuff to have. We're running Rescue Stretchers because you know we're going to have casualties. We're running Ultra Ball because we need more Pokemon on the field. We're running 2 Acerola because honestly, we're going to probably be taking some damage. And Noivern does have a decent HP, but not great. For a Stage 1 GX Pokemon, 200 is just okay. You can see things like Lurantis with 210. There's a lot of stuff that just has just higher HP. 200 is still good, but it means that we will be able to take a hit, and therefore we can use Acerola to scoop it up, kind of refresh our game field, potentially go into a Garbodor if we need to. It's a nice tech card to have for late game. We have 1 Bridget because everything starts out as an EX or basic. This will get us our Trubbishes, our Noibats, get our Disruption going. Bridget is a fantastic card. We have our Guzmas here. We can switch our opponent's bench Pokemon with their actives. I always tend to run 3 because, honestly, I like to use one early, mid, and late game. Kind of my thought behind it. Just this way we can kind of get ourselves into better positions or get ourselves out of a bad position. It's a great card to have. We have 4N as usual. We have 4 Sycamore as per usual. We're running a Skyla. And again, a Skyla is really for weakness policy, but it can also get us the things that we need ASAP, potentially setting up for the next turn, getting us for Pokemon. I have no way to get energy back, per se, but again, as much as it's high energy costs, we're really going to be using Garbodor to do more damage for one-shots. We will not be one-shotting anything, so that's fine. Of course, we have choice bands for everything that needs to do damage. Floatstone for anything that needs to stop abilities. And energy count, we're running 4 Rainbow, 4 Dark, and 4 Psychic. Now what is cool here is if we don't want to use the Boomburst GX, we do have that opportunity to use the Tapu Cure. So if we are in a bad position and our Pokemon have taken a heavy amount of damage, we can take a turn to heal that up. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, Stall is not my forte. I will be making misplays. 100% will be making misplays. I've warned you. Let me know as well as other things you could have put into your Noivern decks. Those of you who are playing Noivern, what kind of things are you running? Are you running Plumeria? Are you running Team Flare Grunts? Are you running Enhanced Hammers, Crushing Hammers, all those kind of things to disrupt even further? Let me know in the comments section below what you guys are doing. But this is my version. We're going to go right into this and see just how well we do with my baby Noivern. Alright guys, match number 1 is against Birch. Playing a Water, Lightning, and Psychic. So, I want to say it's something around maybe Tapu Koko? But I could be wrong. Water is probably Vulpix. Psychic's obviously Tapu Lele. I'm starting with a Tapu Lele. Now I am playing first, so I do have the ability to bridge it, which is absolutely wonderful. I can easily start setting up Noiverns, get a Trubbish down, anything like that. But unfortunately, I will not have... It is a Alolan Ninetales, so I don't know what the electric side is. Could be Koko. Not 100% sure, though. I am sure we will find out. I am sure we will find out in just a nice few moments. So we will draw an extra card here. It is a Noivern. We're going to bridge it. Get me 2 Noiverns. Sorry, Noibats. And a Trubbish. That'll set up our field nicely. I can hold on to the Floatstone. I don't want to use it just yet. And I want to start setting up Noivern in the back. I can Floatstone out the Tapu Lele as well, so that is also an option. My opponent will just go for a Beacon. This is probably for a Bridget themselves. It is a Bridget. This means we're going to see a lot of Alolan Ninetales. If they're running the Alolan Ninetales. It's the spread damage Tapu Koko. So I wasn't wrong. I was thinking GX, but this one makes a lot more sense. I don't understand the Yungoos or the... I obviously understand the Remoraid. I just don't understand the Yungoos. But we'll see. Goes for Octillery and Gumshoes. We will not be letting them have those today, folks. No, 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 no. We're going to go into our hyper rare Noivern, given to us by Zackers Quackers. Which is awesome. Actually, we can go both Noiverns out right now. We are going to Floatstone up. I'm going to drop a Rainbow Energy down onto this Noivern. And then I'm just going to simply end. You know, we're going to end. We got another Noivern, a Garbodor. I got some options. I need energy. But that is going to be a consistent thing in this deck. You need energy. But we are going to get a nice hit off. I'm going to drop this cat hair. I got cat hair in my mouth. I'm going to drop the Trubbish down. And we're going to go for a Distort. This means our opponent cannot use item cards, which is huge. It means that they can't use float stones, they can't use choice bands, they can't use all sorts of wonderful things. Can use that though. Now this N actually is very helpful because I had nothing. If I can get an energy off of this, which I do, it's actually very good. Now my opponent can... He just goes for a beacon. That's fine. That's fine. I will be able to knock out this good old Alolan Ninetales. I might go for a Tapu Lele right now so he doesn't get what he wants. Might actually be my best play. We can Choice Band up. Choice Band up. I'm going to drop Rainbow obviously down onto Noivern. And I want to get a Tapu Lele go into my N play. And this way I can stop him from beaconing. I'll get rid of that double colorless energy, and I'll stop him from actually using double colorless energy. Because that is a huge thing for Alolan Ninetales. So we will go for an N. He will not be getting the cards he wants today. Sorry, buddy, but it is just not going to happen. Disrupt! We get Garbs now. Ooh, I love this hand. So... we're going to stop abilities. So even if he does get Octillery now, it will not be working. I get Choice Band for this guy. I get Rainbow Energy for him next turn. He has not used any items, which is fine. We are going to go for a Sonic Volume. Actually, is this the time I go for a Boomburst? I get a knockout, and I can spread damage everything. No, I stop him from going for the double colorless. As much as it's a good play to try and go for the extra damage across the board, I can't let him play those double colorless. That is the worst thing for him to be trying to play. So up comes Tapu Koko. It's got free retreat. He can try and get some spread damage off, but he needs to actually go for 2 hits. He will be able to get his... He's got a lot of options here. He does go for the Choice Band on my active and the Float Stone, which is 100% understandable. I do not have a Float Stone now. Oh no. I will need a Guzma. My opponent made a very good play there. Just goes for a beacon. Just goes for a beacon. No, I have not sacrificed a Guzma. Octillery Ninetales is going to be coming in now. We get another Garb. Welp! Drop that down onto our Garb. I'm going to Sycamore away, unfortunately, these 3 pokes, in hopes of getting a Guzma for next turn, as we did. We are going to get rid of your Choice Bands, because I don't want to see those. And unfortunately for this turn, I have to pass. Now, the active Pokemon is Garb, and I have 2 attackers technically set up. I just fed my Garbodor some damage. Alolan Ninetales is in play. Does drop a double colorless energy. I can't do anything about that. And we do see an N. Again with the N's! I know I disrupted you first, but jeez, hold on. Come on, Guzma. Come on, Guzma. Return. No, this is actually a lot worse. A lot worse this time around. You can just Ice Path. You have abilities. I'm in a really bad spot. Hits my Noivern. Not much I can do. We are going to continue field blowing and getting rid of all these items, which is just going to increase our Garbodor's attack power. But I have no way of getting my current Noivern in, or getting anything going for that matter. So I'm unfortunately stuck. I'm unfortunately stuck. I'm unfortunately stuck. This is the time where you're like, okay, I wish I kind of ran 3 float stones. But I only run 2. Obviously, you could run more. But this deck does... There's a lot of stuff you want to fit in this deck. And already this thing is tight for card space. So I couldn't run 4 Float Stone. We're seeing that our opponent is almost set up for Blizzard's Edge. Still can only go for the Ice Path. But that's exactly what they want to run anyway. Young Goose is up. This lets them search my hand. It just lets them search my hand, right? This deck is 50 times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. That's 150 to my Noiverns. That's not good. Not good. Ice Blade will hit this Noivern again. It should anyway. He's gonna go for the Garb, so if I can get in at all. No! Come on! Let me in! I'm trapped. Oh. This Garbodor is the worst thing in the world. Now I could have taken 3 turns and set up energies, but he's eventually gonna take out my my Noivern or my Garbodor. I think. I hope. Maybe. Technically, no. He just goes for an Ice Blade. He's spreading the love, spreading everything. Can we get a Guzma? Oh, I have not used any, correct? No, there are 3 in here. Noivern, set up and ready to go. I got all these attackers ready to go. Come on, Guzma. I need you. I need you to come up. This guy's doing a lot of great work. He's put damage on all of my Pokemon, and I can't one-shot him. That's the other thing, too, is he can GX attack me and knock out anything he wants. The Garbodor in front has also taken damage. Finally! Guzma is live. Now, what I want to do is, I want to go into that Tapu Koko and get rid of it. We do 2, 4, he's got 3, 4, 5, 6 items. So I do 120 damage, which is enough to knock out this guy. And that's what I want to play on. I want to get a prize card out of here. We're going to go into our Garbodor. Now he will be able to get a prize claim here. I should have gone... Well, it don't matter. It don't matter. I've cleaned up. We're good to go. We go for an N. Now I can start playing some stuff. Up comes the next Tapu Koko. He can just drop a nice double colorless energy down. It goes for an Aqua Patch onto that Ninetales. This is actually what he wants. I've got really no energy mitigation either. Again, I had no choice. I had to go into that Guzma. I had to get out of that Garbodor spot. And the worst part is if he Guzmas again, he can just go right back into that, and it's game over pretty much for me, because it took so many resources to get out of that position. Now, I can still claim one of my Pokemon back from being knocked out, but he's got spread damage with this Tapu Koko. Espeon, that's not cool. That only is a 1 energy drop to get that out. Why didn't you play that before actually going for the Abyssal Hand? Field Blower. What else are you getting rid of? My Choice Bands? Okay, so Floatstone's still on Tapu Lele. I still have a free Retreater, which is fine. I can't do massive amounts of damage. But that's 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items. So that's 180 damage. I can actually knock out Alolan Ninetales now, if I have Choice Bands left in the deck. I believe there's one. Just one. We do see an N here, which I am okay with. I've got an Acerola. Now, if he doesn't knock my Garbodor out, I will be easily Acerolaing up my Garb right now. Let's do that. We can go into Noivern here. who's taking a little less damage. And I want to just set up this Trebuch one more time. He's got full HP again, which is absolutely wonderful. And I think here's where I Boomburst. Because I'm not threatened by spread. And I can get some damage onto that Ninetales before it comes into play. So I got a lot of damage on the field. Again, I did not get a knockout. This is an easy switch over for my opponent. But I can go into my Garbodor if he does decide to go into the Alolan Ninetales and take it out. Which is my play. And then the bigger threat on the field is gone. And then I can just kind of do cleanup. 20 damage across the board is a lot. But it's not like, oh my, like I can handle it. We do see an energy drop onto that Gumshoos. He can switch out into that Gumshoos and take out my Noivern, which is fine. Because I'm currently in the lead, and my objective is to grab the Alolan Ninetales if he decides to bring it up. He just goes for a flying flip though. Just a little bit more spread damage across the board, which is fine. Come on, Guzma. No Guzma. Alright, so we have another attacker up. He wants me to do this. Because what really hurts is if he does play that Espeon EX card now, I will not be able to... I'll not be able to do anything here. Items? No, I don't do enough to knock him out that way. I have to go for Sonic Volume. I get a prize. This is not a knockout I want to take. I would have rather taken one of the EXs. I do get another Noibat. It's not going to save me here. I do have two attackers still going. My opponent brings up the one I want to knock out, though. He brings in the one I want to knock out. Does he just retreat? Oh, Miraculous Shine is not a Psychic Energy. He's going to knock out all of my Noiverns right now. Oh, my Jesus. This is insane. Search Supremacy isn't going to do much. I will have a Garbodor, though. That was the one nice thing about being able to scoop up my Garb, is I will have an attacker. But he'll get 1, 2, 3 prizes. He'll match me, he'll be able to match me. This may not be his best play. Well, it is a best play. Best play scenario is he will get rid of both of my Noiverns in one shot. He will get rid of the Garbodor in one shot. No problem. Miraculous Shine will go off. And unfortunately, I will get a lot of Noiverns in my hand. And I will lose 3 of my pokes. I'm going to go into top Ukulele lead. As these two drop. So, we have tied the game now. Rescue Stretcher. We just go back into our Garb. I need to set up another one. Do I have Trebuches in the discard. We're gonna bring back the Garb. I just gotta hope that the other one is not prized. So we still have a way to win this, which is nice. We are gonna retreat into our other Garb. And right now, I just want to Sycamore. Noiverns really aren't going to do me any good now. I need to pull for that additional Garb, which I did not get. I forgot I had weakness policy. so I can still get that ability locker. That doesn't matter though. We are going to go for a Trash Lance. This should knock him out. It's going to hit for 360 damage. We are going to claim 2 prizes. We get a Tapu Lele and a Sycamore. I kind of just need an Ultra Ball into our other Garb, because that'll give us the game here. Gumshoes will not be able to knock me out. Aqua Patch. You need 2 energies. Oh, you can still switch. We're not out of this, though. We're very close. We still have a way to win this game. It's in our other Trubbish. Right now. We have that ability. And if he doesn't knock me out, that's also another game. Because we currently have 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items, so we're doing 200 damage. Guzma's up my Tapu Lele, comes into my Ninetales. I just energy drop though, and I should be able to clean up this game here. It depends on what he does here. It really does. If he goes for the... He gives us the game! Alright, so hear me out. That game is actually really good, because what happened there is goes into the Alolan Ninetales. He either Ice Paths to try and do damage, which he's not going to get a knockout. He could go for the knockout on the Tapu Lele, in which I just come in and clean up. Or he can go for his GX attack, move the energy over. But again, it's not getting KO. I can retreat. I can do what I need to do, and we're in the same position. So personally, I think we had that game regardless. At least at the end. He trapped us. He had so much potential. He put us into a very big hole. I think we had a few misplays, don't get me wrong. I couldn't control his side of the board long enough to really do anything. But we got that spread damage off at the Boomburst, which was nice because it gave us that opportunity that we could able to one-shot any of his Pokemon with Garb once we got into the late game. He did give us that 200 damage output with the amount of items he did have in the discard pile. But with that being said, let's get into the next match and see how well we do. Match number 2 is upon us, and we're going up against Lipton, the Soup Man. Lipton, please don't bring your chicken noodle to the soup to the game. You might damage our cards. Please don't do that. Alright, we lose this going to us. Lipton 7777777 is, I don't know if I missed a 7 or I did not miss a 7. If I did, I apologize. It was not my intentions. He is a steel deck. We kind of want to just go in, kind of do our thing, have a good time. Fortunately, if he is playing Metagross, we don't stall him out, which is bad. One tech that could be really good in this is an Espeon EX, which I'm starting to notice, because the Espeon EX helps us with the Boomburst attack. I can get some damage down, spread up, do all those kind of things, just like we saw in the last match, which was scary. We are seeing our opponent starts with Necrozma, which is not the best lead. I will drop a Choice Band. There's not much else I can do, though. I kind of need to go for an N. I got Noivern for next turn. I got Rainbow Energy, Dark Energy. I'm good to go. Alright, so we just drop this down here. And we're going to pass. We're going to pass on over to my opponent here. Got a Necrozma in front. Takes a little bit of energy to get going. It is a good partner with the good old Metagross here. Unfortunately, it is a little heavy. So it's going to get a Steel Energy. And going to take a little bit to get going. We see an Ultra Ball. This is probably for Tapu Lele, I would assume, and then bridge it. Or an N. It is Tapu Lele that we're going to see. But what's nice is we're going to be able to shut off their items really quickly, making it so that they can't do too much. And they're not in a good setup position either. I might Guzma up the Beldum and try and start knocking it out as fast as I can. He can obviously max potion and do all those kind of wonderful things. Sadly, Distort doesn't do 60. If it did 60, it'd be really good. He actually goes for a Sycamore here. And definitely going to be Sycamoring. We gets rid of the Metagross. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. because he can get them back at any time. He does have a second Beldum come down, and that is unfortunately his turn. I'm going to just drop this nice little Rainbow Energy down. I am going to... Do I Guzma up the Beldum? And just start attacking one. Right away. No items, nothing like that can happen. He can't go for Ultra Balls. He won't be able to switch. Or do we leave him in there? He's going to have to put another energy drop onto this Necrozma if he wants to get out. Or waste a Float Stone. I think it's too early to use a Guzma. I'm going to sacrifice these two cards here. We're going to go for an N. We'll Tapu Lele first, obviously, and then an N. This way I can save my Guzma for later game. Potentially get into a much better position as well. Because right now, I don't have any additional Pokemon. And as much as a Bridget play is always nice, it's not going to help me here. We do get double Trubbish. I can hit this guy for Choice Band damage as well, which is really good. I'm going to hold my Choice Band in hand for now. I'm going to Distort. This will do 80 to him, and he can't play items. As far as I'm concerned, that's a good play. Now, I do not obviously have the Guzma, but I can get it back if I need to, and then I can start hitting for 120 and actually knocking out the Pokemon I want. He's still got to drop an energy down onto this Necrozma to retreat. Again, that's not a negative thing, because he can obviously Geotech Systems them back, because they're in play. Once they're in the discard pile, technically they're in play all game. But I had no way of really doing too much, and without item support right now, he's kind of locked. He can't go for item, or he can't go for Ultra Balls. He can't add Choice Bands and stuff like that. He does just go for a Beacon. Goes for a Kukui to draw 2 more cards, which is fine. He just goes for a Beacon. I'm going to drop my energy. And I might go for Guzma here. I don't know how this is going to work out. Sorry, an end play. Because I can go for a knockout. Yeah, let's drop this one down. I'm going to have to sack another energy, though. And we go for another N. I think that's our play. Now, what is nice is if I can get the Garbodor down with Garbotoxin, I don't have to worry about Geotech System. So early game, this will be a great way to start up. And if he doesn't have a way to get rid of the Float Stones off of those Garbodors later, that's another big thing he might be taking a hit for. But he's going to lose out on a lot of cards here. I did not get the evolutions that I wanted. I did get a Guzma for next turn, which is good. But I am actually just going to go for a Distort here. Actually, if I don't have to even bother with that. Because I can just go for a nice Sonic Volume and knock him out. No, Boomburst. Boomburst will spread damage. Boomburst will spread damage. He doesn't use special energy. I can knock out the Vulpix, and I can spread damage to everything. So this is his turn to use items. Wait. He's not an item. Choice Band doesn't affect it. I don't get the knockout. That was a bad play. That was a terrible play. I should have just gone for the Sonic Volume and knocked this thing out, so that way he wouldn't get it. Now he gets the opportunity to go for another Beacon. Not a great play on my part at all. Because now he can start rare candying for items. That's the other thing too, he can't rare candy. And he got all that wonderful stuff. I just gave him the opening he needed. I just made the biggest misplay of my life. Biggest misplay of my life. I like spread damage. I can't help it. Boomburst, why are you the GX attack? Alright, so we see Metagross again for that second one. I'm gonna drop an energy onto one Trubbish. I've really got no plays. Because of that, I really did make a misplay. I should have just gone for the Sonic, or the Disrupt. I wouldn't have knocked out. There's no way I could have made that a perfect turn. There's no way I could have made a perfect turn there. I'm gonna Sycamore in hopes of getting Garb and an item. I don't get anything that I'm actually after. This is insane how I'm not getting any of the draws I'm actually after. Distort will make it so he can't use her candy, but he doesn't really need it at this point in time. He can come in with the Metagross. I still can't block him. He can do a massive amount of damage to me with this Drampa. Yep. Energy drop. Goes for Berserk. Does a lot of damage. Do you have a lot of items in your discard? 1, 2, 3, 4? No. Awesome. So we get this guy. I still don't have what I want, though. And that's a Float Stone. I need a Float Stone. I feel like I'm going to be losing my Noivern here. I only do 150. And he was not in during the spread damage time. If I can shut off abilities, I can stop Geotech. I still don't get an item card! What is going on? Why can't I get a Floatstone, Choice Band, and the other one is currently in the discard pile. I'm hurting for that. I really need an item. We'll go into our Noivern here. Sonic Volume will hit him. I don't stop him from doing anything, but if I can get an energy next turn, like I'm losing out on a lot of stuff here. I've lost 3 energy so far. Double Metagross now up in front. I need an item. Seriously, all I need is an item for the Garbodor, and then I can stop Geotech system, which means I can shut down Metagross. 100%. Can't draw it. I've gone through what? 2/3 of the deck? Can't draw it. I can Ace Arola if he doesn't... He's going to knock it out. I don't know what I'm talking about. He will knock out this Noivern. That would be silly not to. It'd be silly not to. He's got 1 Steel Energy in the discard pile still. He actually isn't going to. Well, he goes for a Geotech system and he will. Okay then. You have 1, 3, 4 items, so I can do a maximum of 80 damage. Which is not enough. It's enough to knock out the Drampa though. And that might be my play if I don't get an energy here. I don't get an energy here. I'm gonna switch into Garb. If if I'm gonna take anything now, it'd be here. We go for Trashalanche. Take out this good old Drampa. He's not causing us any more problems. I get an energy, which is I get 2 energy! I got ways to come back! But I still don't have a float stone! Up comes Metagross. It can do a lot of damage. Not even gonna deny it. It will be able to one-shot my Garb. No questions asked there. But if I can shut down this, all I need is a float stone. Gets another Beldum. Again, we shut it down, and barring him going for attacks, he won't be able to do much. And the Garb has currently run its course. We see Max Potion on the Necrozma, which is fine. I understand that it was a potential Guzma stretch, but I've lost 2 of my 3 Guzma already. So unfortunately there's not much I can do there. Metagross will 100% knock me out if he's got an energy. But if he does have an energy, I know what I'm doing next turn. 100%. I'm going to drop this Dark Energy down, Sycamore, and pray for a Float Stone. I don't have to. He's just going to end for me. Come on, Float Stone. That's all I need. Well, Float Stone energy. I got nothing. I can Tapu Lele for Sycamore. Only thing I can do. Steel Energy. Steel Energy from here, and then he has one in hand. You need 2 steals. You going for an algorithm? You can't attack me with Giga Hammer. Did you just make a misplay? Because you did. Now, you don't hit me for weakness, so it's only 60 damage, which is a terrible play. 4, 5 items. I hit for 100. He goes for a top you. Okay then. So instead of using the, he healed 50 damage off of each, which is fine. I can't Guzma anymore. But I desperately need a Float Stone. Because if I get a Float Stone, I pretty much have game. Float Stones are in here, right? Wait, I don't have to Sycamore. I can just go for a Skyla. This is why Skyla is such a great card, guys. I'm not in a position where I need to use the items. I can't knock this thing out. But Skyla can get me Float Stone. And it'll stop it from being able to... They can't Geotech System anymore. Which is absolutely wonderful. So there we go, Float Stone down. If they do manage to decide to take out my Garb in the next few turns, it'll be fine. But I'm actually going to take out this Tapu Lele. And my opponent has all that energy in the discard pile with a Float Stone Garbodor in play. Oh boy! Okay, you can bring this thing up. I'm not worried about it. I ain't worried about it. Technically. Unless you Field Blower, then I'm in trouble. Energy drop on the Metagross in back. How much energy is left in this deck anyway? I've lost all but 1 Dark Energy. I've got 2 Rainbows left. And 1 Psychic. You currently have how many? I know I've counted this like multiple times. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. So I hit for 160, but because of your resistance... Sorry, 160? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only 100 damage. Oh! I can win this right here. We go for the Beldum. Go into our Noivern, who can retreat into our Garb. And boom! Garbodor saves the day. 1 energy cost drops, saves us in that. I admit, wholeheartedly, I made some misplays. Boomburst was used inappropriately. I could have easily stopped him from potentially going for items. I could have stopped him from getting the Metagross lines as much as he got. But I gave you warnings at the start that I was going to make some misplays, but I did. But we came out the victor, nonetheless, against Metagross. It took us forever to finally get those float stones. It took us forever to get that float stone out onto the Garbodor and actually be able to stop Geotech systems from working. Because once that happens, it just shuts Metagross down completely until they get a field blower. But Noivern came out with 2 wins. Overall, Noivern himself is very slow unless you can get double, unless you're playing Expanded where you're playing Double Dragon Energy, and even then, use Seismitoad. It's just better. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are brand new here, please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me that you guys come back and watch the videos on the regular. My baby Noivern finally has been used. Again, not my favorite style. I wish Boomburst was the main attack and not Disruption, but it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, time out.